Assalamualaikum and good morning to the honorable panels, Mr. Chan Seong Long and Dr. Muhammad Irfania. My name is Nur Shaniza binti Sitijang. I am from PI St. Petersal 1, June 2016 intake. On this very beautiful day, I will be presenting my research entitled Teachers' Perceptions on the Implementation of CEFR-aligned English Syllabus in Selected Primary Schools in Kuala Nerus. I will begin my presentation with the background of the study. So in 2016, the KSSR or the Standard Curriculum for Primary Schools was revised to align with the Common European Framework of References or CEFR. The CFR has been implemented in our Malaysian education system started in 2018 with Year 1 and 2, Form 1 and 2. This year it has been implemented until Year 4 and Form 4. This curriculum reform adopted the CFR levels as a guiding framework for curriculum development. So there are 6 levels in CFR, which are A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, and C2. The curriculum transformation to CFR covers some aspects such as content, teaching time allocation, assessment methods, pedagogy, organization, materials, and curriculum management. Therefore, all these aspects were investigated in the study from the teacher's perspectives. Next, I will present the problems that lead the researcher, which is me, to conduct this study. So currently, only selected teachers are trained in the CFR-aligned syllabus, and they are expected to train their colleagues, meaning that not all teachers are given the training. Since CEFR is new, there are not many researches on CFR has been done in Malaysia. That is why I am interested to conduct this study. According to Muhammad Salehuddin and Nurul Fareha, it has been revealed that a large number of Malaysian English language teachers are not proficient to teach English. And according to George Iber, the implementation of CFR into Malaysian education system would not be appropriate without the proper preparation to aid in the transition. The teachers are the individuals who are directly involved in this implementation of CFR. Therefore, their views are important and should be investigated. Moving on to the purpose of the study aimed to investigate the teachers' perceptions on the implementation of CEFR-aligned English syllabus in primary schools. The study also attempted to study the challenges and suggestions given by teachers for the successful implementation of CEFR-aligned syllabus. Next, this research has 4 objectives. The first one, to investigate teachers' awareness on the implementation of CEFR-aligned English syllabus. The second one, to investigate teachers' perceptions on the roles of the implementation of CFR-aligned English syllabus, to investigate to what extent they agree to the usefulness of CFR. The third one, to find out the challenges faced by the teachers in the implementation of CFR-aligned syllabus. And lastly, to explore teachers' suggestions for the successful implementation of CFR English syllabus. This study was to answer the research questions. The first one, how familiar are the teachers with the implementation of CFR-aligned syllabus? The second one, what are the teachers' perceptions on the roles of the implementation of CFR into English syllabus? The third one, what are the challenges faced by teachers in implementing the CFR-aligned English syllabus? And lastly, what are the suggestions given by teachers for the successful implementation of CFR-aligned English syllabus? Next, this study is significant to various stakeholders. First, it is important to Ministry of Education, MOE, to take action to improve quality of teachers to implement CFR effectively, and they should take into account the importance of CFR courses given to all English teachers, not only the selected teachers. This study is also important to English language teachers for them to have more knowledge and awareness in CFR. Next, this study also is significant to District Education Office or Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri, corresponding to their roles to monitor and supervise English teachers at school and detect any issues that may arise due to the implementation of CFR syllabus. After that, to curriculum developers, because there are individuals who are involved in the planning and the development of curriculum. And lastly, this study is important to Institute of Teacher Education, to produce novice teachers that fully master how to implement the CFR in their teaching context. After that, the related past researches here are divided into two, the countries and our country Malaysia. So in Canada, a study was done by Faiz, Taylor, Brown and Majanovic in 2011 to examine teachers' perspectives of the roles that CFR might play in improving language learning outcomes related to French programs. There was also a study conducted to describe the language teachers as well as students' views on the use of CFR in Australia. Chile 2013 investigated the views of Turkish teachers concerning plurilingual and pluricultural competence related to CFR. In Malaysia, there are also a number of studies done on CFR that has guided me in conducting this study. Among of the study was conducted by Muhammad Salihuddin and Nurul Fareha 2017 to investigate English teachers and Ministry of Education officials' views on the implementation of CFR in Malaysia, and they also conducted a study on the current issues and challenges in the implementation of CFR framework in Malaysia. Next, Law 2018 explored Form 1 and 2 English teacher stages of consent toward the CFR innovation, and lastly, a study conducted by Ang and Maslawati to study the effects of CFR towards English Linus Year 2 students in Keningan, Sabah. So in conclusion, this past research has helped me in conducting this study. Okay, for the research design, the researcher, which is me, used quantitative study, which is survey. The questionnaire was developed that consisted of closed-ended and open-ended questions. Then the questionnaire was administered to collect the data. After that, the population and sample of the study. The population was English teachers from 12 selected schools in Kuala Nerus. Meanwhile, for the sample, English teachers who are implementing the CFR syllabus, which are the Year 1 until Year 4 teachers. So the sample for the study was chosen by using purposive sampling. So I purposely chose sample according to the needs of the study, which require only English teachers who are implementing the CFR syllabus. Okay, after that, the instrument used for data collection was questionnaire. The questionnaire was adapted from Nurul Fareha and Muhammad Salihuddin and Norman to the context of the study. The statements in the questionnaire are presented on a 5-point Likert scale ranging from 1 to 5. There were 3 sections of questions using this 5-point Likert scale. The questionnaire also included an open-ended question to obtain suggestions by the respondents. So overall, there are 4 sections in the questionnaire. This is the research procedures. Started with the preparation of research proposal, then consultation with supervisor. After everything has been approved, the researchers started to collect the data. After that, analyzing the data and finally writing the report. The questionnaire was distributed through Google Form. So this is how the data was collected. So the questionnaire link was sent to the teachers, and as requested by the researcher, the teachers forwarded the link to other teachers. So there are some reasons for choosing the online survey. First, the ability to be developed in less amount of time. Second one, it is capable of collecting data from a large number of respondents. The third one, it is cost effective. And lastly, it allows numerous questions asked about a subject. After that, the data analysis procedures. The data obtained from the questionnaire was then analyzed using SPSS application. So there are 2 steps. The first step was analyzing the demographic variable such as school name, gender, age, and years of service. The data was then presented using frequency and percentage. The second step was conducting descriptive analysis to obtain the mean and standard deviation of each variable. The mean score obtained was then interpreted. So moving on to the conceptual framework. The conceptual framework has guided me in completing the study. First, the topic of the research, and then the objectives of conducting the research. Next, the relevant theories related with the study. So there are two theories. I will explain briefly. The first one is the iceberg competency model. The model has two layers where skills and knowledge were on top of the surface. The underneath were the values, attitudes, traits, and also thinking skills. The theory is related with the study, where the teacher's competency refers to the surface elements, which is the teacher's knowledge on CEFR. So, teachers who are able to fulfill the competence components will be able to perform their duties well. On the other hand, for Bandura's self-efficacy theory, this theory explained that a person must possess necessary knowledge and skills, as well as motivation and also perception in order to do the desired outcome. For example, in the study, the positive perception and the teacher's knowledge are important to implement CFR successfully. Okay, and then after determining all the elements, the study completed with survey using the instrument of questionnaire and SPSS for analysis, and lastly, the findings. Next, the data findings. For research question 1, the teacher's awareness of CFR, the mean score obtained was 3.77, standard deviation 0.869. Then the mean score was interpreted as high. For research question 2, the teacher's perceptions on the roles of the implementation of CFR into English syllabus, the mean was at an average level with 3.60 mean, standard deviation 1.031. And for research question 3, the challenges in implementing the CFR syllabus was also at the average level with mean 2.96 and standard deviation 1.091. And then the discussions of the findings. For research question 1, how familiar are the teachers with CEFR? So the results reveal that teachers possessed high level of awareness of CFR and its implementation into English syllabus. Most of them agreed that they're familiar with CFR and they had sufficient knowledge on CFR. For research question 2, the teachers have average level of agreement to the items in the roles of implementation of CFR into English syllabus. It's found that they agreed that CEFR is useful in curriculum and syllabus development. They also agree that CEFR is useful in assessment, production of educational materials, and also textbook writing. And for research question 3, what are the challenges in implementing the CFR syllabus? The teachers possess average level of agreement to the items in these research questions. The findings reveal that among the challenges are the teachers were not prepared to embrace the new framework CFR. It was also challenging for them to design class activities based on CFR levels, and the challenging unfamiliar context of CFR. Lastly, for the suggestions for the implementation of CEFR-aligned English syllabus, it can be categorized into 4 main themes, which are the content of the textbook, exposure to CFR, assessment used in school, teaching materials, and teaching strategies used by teachers. In conclusion, the findings of this study highlighted the teachers' perceptions and views on CFR syllabus implementation in primary schools. Generally, from the findings, the teachers in Kuala Nerus accepted the framework implemented by Ministry of Education Malaysia positively. By conducting this study, By obtaining a clear picture of what the teachers believe, their perceptions, their suggestions, it will be possible to design courses in which the teacher can acquire an understanding of the CFR, which may be then transferred to their teaching practice. Okay, there are some recommendations of this study. First, for Ministry of Education, they should provide adequate support and training to English language teachers. They should organize more programs centralized on CFR. Secondly, English language teachers require intensive training or continuous mentoring and evaluation, followed by workshop and courses. They should also join professional learning community (PLC) to exchange their teaching experience and also teaching skills. There's also a need to sit for English proficiency tests such as MUET to improve their English proficiency level. And then recommendation for Institute of Teacher Education (ITE) to increase the frequency of CFR related activities to expose the CFR to trainee teachers. Moreover, the TESOL lecturers must provide guidance and more exposure on CFR. Next, there's also suggestions for CPD, Continuous Professional Development. This is for teachers to constantly equip themselves with new knowledge and skills. Lastly, recommendation for future research. This study could be conducted on a larger sample, maybe teachers from all states in Malaysia. And then there's a need to do the investigation with private primary schools as they have been said to be better at teaching foreign language. And last but not least, the implications of the study. First, this study will facilitate Ministry of Education (MOE) to help the teachers to implement the CFR successfully. There is also implication for English teachers as they need to improve their proficiency in English in order for them to facilitate teaching and learning as well as helping the students to acquire targeted CFR levels. Next, this study also has implication for State Education Department because they will receive novice teachers, especially the English as a second language teachers who are proficient and competent in English. Lastly, implication for Institute of Teacher Education. In this institute, they will provide training for trainee teachers and prepare them into the teaching profession. Therefore, they need to produce novice teachers that fully master how to implement the CFR in teaching context so that they can implement the CFR successfully. That is all from me. Thank you.